Board members, we'll get started here. Want to welcome everyone to our board meeting today. As far as announcements go, before we get started into our agenda, we have these exits. Here, they're not marked, but they're doors that are open. And as you get out, we can go to the north and the south. To exit the building. The restrooms, as you can see, are out of service here on this floor. So we have an elevator here, takes you upstairs to the second floor, and then also downstairs. Yeah. So you either go up or down, and you can find those restrooms. We appreciate our security here with the Highway Patrol. They're somewhere around. They make the, oh, there he is. Okay. Better put my chair up a little bit so I can see over everyone. There we go. So welcome. The first item, well, before we get going, there's two board members that asked to be excused. Board member Bolter and board member Scott Nilsson may be joining us. He's on military orders, but he's in state, and he might be able to make it. I'm not sure if they're going to be attempting to join by phone, but if they are, board members, if you get a text from them that if it's not working, we've asked board members to let us know if they're online. So if you could just let me know or somehow get that communication to us. So let's get started. First item of business here is Pledge of Allegiance. Board Member Davis.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next, we'll have our board member message. We have board member Janet Cannon. There you are. I was looking for you. But I've got to get your mic turned on. There we go.
We on?
You are on.
I'm up here, and we're trying to make sure that this works. So we're going to try it, and wish us luck. All right. So last month, we received a wonderful packet from Kathy Jensen of graphic novels created by our young people about the coming of the railroad in Utah in 1869 and celebrating that event at Promontory Point. Thank you, Beverly Taylor Sorensen, for helping us with that integrated artwork. And so as I was thinking about that, I thought maybe I would present something to you about America being a nation of immigrants, but immigrants who really want to be Americans. So in 1869, we celebrated the Transcontinental Railroad completion at Promontory Point, but I think it's important to note that there were 7,000 Irish immigrants working on the railroad coming from the east, and there were 15,000 Chinese immigrants working on the railroad coming from the west. The working conditions they suffered were brutal. There were between 500 and 1,000 deaths during that time, but they successfully completed the railroad. And interestingly enough, when it was done, the Chinese immigrants were denied immigration into the United States. Well, that brought to mind an experience that I had last year with Brittany Cummins when we were interviewing for the Access Committee. We interviewed a gentleman that taught at Meadowlark Elementary, which is a Title I school. It has about 450 students, and a lot of them are immigrants. Their vision is dream, learn, achieve, see us soar. Their teacher is Mr. John Arthur, who is now a member of our Access Committee representing the Asian ethnicity. He is wonderfully trained as a teacher, and his enthusiasm for teaching and for his students just absolutely inspired me. And so when we were interviewing him that day, he showed us a YouTube video that he had created with the members of his class, and I wanted to show it to you today. So here, let's hope. If it doesn't work, it's not going, Jerry. Where's Jerry? He promised to tell me. I can pull it up on YouTube. Do you think it might play from YouTube? Yeah. Okay, let's go out of this.
That's it, we're connected. It's just refreshing.
Would that be so bad?
Yes,
What's the best part about being African?
I get to be a color
Why is it good to be a color?
because I like colors. I don't want to be blank. I'm afraid of losing the dreamers
Why?
because I want to be one day.
I'm worried, but I'm not afraid anymore.
This one's for all the kids out there.
Whose ancestors were immigrants.
Whose parents are immigrants.
Whose friends are immigrants.
Who are immigrants.
Just like us.
You know the best thing about immigrants?
Especially immigrants from difficult places.
Places where life was rough.
Countries and cities where there wasn't enough.
Or people look back and say,
Life's not easy there.
You know the best thing about immigrants from places like that?
The thing they bring that makes our country so much better.
It's their children.
Their kids.
The children of immigrants.
Us. Especially now.
'Cause we fought the flames and we've all been through hell. We had to learn how to fight for ourselves. Now we found the beauty in the truth we had to tell. So we'll just say this as we wish you farewell. I know you're out there praying, praying. I know your soul is changing, changing. But only find a peace in fighting for our dreams. No more waiting. The reason our country brings in people from all over the world
And not just the places that are doing really well.
Is because people who suffered.
Who survived their struggle.
People who lost everything over and over.
And still, somehow, made it all the way here.
Those people are tough and hard and yet still full of love.
Because they were able to rise above.
And their dreams came true.
No more waiting.
Those people are amazing. But you better look out.
Because their kids were even more intimidating. We've grown up humble and respecting our elders.
They never let us forget that we have it better than they ever did. They don't let us take it for granted.
We're gritty and grateful.
We're old world and new.
We have to work twice as hard to get half as much.
Should we have to? Doesn't matter. We have to, so let's go. It's all good.
We'll work 5 times as hard. 10 times. Whatever it takes.
That's what's up.
'Cause we fought the flames and we've all been through hell. We had to learn how to fight for ourselves. Now we found the beauty in the
is a trial. Our families are being judged. People question what we're worth. As kids, we represent the best we have to offer. So we can't wait around. We have to lead by example. Work hard, get good grades,
Help others in need. Volunteer, start a career, and uplift your family.
we can do this. And when the fools come at us daily,
We'll succeed and persevere.
and it will drive them crazy.
I know you're out there praying, praying. I know your soul is changing, changing. But only find a peace in fighting for our dreams. No more waiting.
Okay, let me see if I can go back to the keynote. So I think it's important to remember who some of our famous immigrants are. And Albert Einstein might be one of the most. He said, creativity is intelligence having fun. And I think that's what we just saw with Mr. Arthur's class. And his enthusiasm certainly carried through. I did a little research and noted that 25% of the top IT companies in the United States have been produced by immigrants. So they're here in Utah, they're doing great, and we have great teachers to support them. Thank you.
Thank you, Board Member Cannon. Next, we'll turn the time over to Superintendent Dixon for our employee recognition.
Good morning. Thank you, Board Member Cannon, so much for that inspiring start to the day. It's why we're here and keeps us grounded, so thank you so much. I want to first of all introduce our Employee of the Month, and this is somebody that you probably have seen a time or two in front of you at board meeting. Our Employee of the Month is Jody Parker. Come on up, Jody. So Jody, as you know, has persevered through working with the health standards, but what we so admire and appreciate about Jody is the way in which she took on this role of revamping the health standards. And you see the public face of Jody and when she's here in front of you and working with you, and what you don't see is the work that she does behind the scenes and the same professionalism that she brought to you all in front of the board and the public. She is that same way behind the scenes of working with colleagues and taking comments and really trying to be very heartfelt about making sure that everybody's heard. And she works that way with her colleagues and with the public and the teachers that she serves. And she's just really a model employee. And you layer fun and positivity on top of that, and she is a quintessential awesome Employee of the Month. So we're really happy to honor Jody. And remember that she has a special parking place that not even you are supposed to park in, and gets 8 hours of administrative leave time, which we hope she'll find the time to take, and a certificate, right? Suitable for framing. So let's congratulate Jody Parker.
Thank you.
And then I also feel really honored that we continue to recruit some amazing people, and we're doing a much better job at retaining our great employees as well. So we have, let's see, 4, 7, 8 new employees. They're all here, I'll bet. Okay, all right. So we'll have them come up one at a time and introduce themselves, and then when you're finished, if you all just kind of want to stand right there, and we'll get a picture of you all. Okay, come on up.
Thank you. I'm a little short, so my name is Ashlyn Leffel. I'm in financial ops as a school finance auditor, and I came from Intermountain Healthcare as a financial reviewer, so I'm excited to be here. Thank you.
Hi, good morning. My name is Katie Parker. I'm a child nutrition specialist. I was previously a dietitian at a district in San Antonio, Texas. Hello, everyone. My name is Emma Guapo. I'm a child nutrition specialist here, and I come from a small private company where I wore many hats, including I did auditing, and I did training, and then I did supervising, so a lot of different things. Nice to meet you all.
And my name is Rachel Hawes, and I'm also a child nutrition specialist. And I just finished my dietetic internship, so I'm a registered dietitian now. And then I was able to intern with Davis School District and their nutrition services. So thanks.
Hi, my name's Wynn Shooter. I'm a research consultant in data and statistics, formerly assistant director at the Utah Education Policy Center. Very glad to be here. Nice to meet you.
Good morning. My name is Melissa Mendenhall, and I'm a specialist in teaching and learning. I've spent the last 14 years with Alpine School District, and I'm very excited to be here working at the state office, working to support children and teachers.
I'm Jerry Sagers, School Counseling Program Specialist, and I'm from Twila School District. Happy to be here.
I'm Tony Zambrana, working as a compliance manager for the Carson Smith with Leah, and I used to work for Davis County's Clerk Auditor's Office.
Thank you for joining USBE. Thank you. Next, I'd like to invite Kathy Jensen, our educational specialist, to handle this acknowledgement of student artwork.
Thank you, Chair Huntsman. It is a pleasure to be here this morning. And thank you to the board member for presenting that video. I believe that that was supported through the POPS program. Utah Film Center helped with that. So thank you very much for sharing that. On the walls, you see some quilts that come from Draper Elementary School, the Beverly Taylor Sorensen Arts Learning Program. Kylie Welling is the specialist, and each student in the second grade did one of the panels regarding their community. And if you know about Draper, Draper is a very proud city, and the students in the second grade have been learning about their community and then making those into quilts. If you look really close, you might see a rodeo with a young girl riding a bull. On the back wall, you see kindergarten. Edgemont Elementary, a regular kindergarten teacher had her students create their kindergarten. Each of them made a Kandinsky circle that represents their personality. As I looked at this, when I saw this hanging in the hall of the school, I couldn't help but imagine what was the process. What did it look like to have the little kindergarten students go up to the mural and do their own painting with their own choice of colors and add their own personality to the kindergarten. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Kathy, stay up there because you're next on. We appreciate the artwork. Kathy, you're going to introduce our education highlights?
Yes,
Is that
I am.
true? Okay, we'll
Thank
turn
you.
the time over to you for that.
Okay, thank you. I was just asked by a board member, Edgemont in Provo School District. It's Edgemont, and interestingly enough, when I called to pick these up, I called Edgemont in Canyons District, and they didn't know what I was talking about, so thank you for clarifying, because I needed clarification myself. Yes, Edgemont in Provo School District. Oh boy, today I am so pleased to talk to you about something that is such a part of my educational career as a middle school principal, and that is Utah Schools to Watch. Utah Schools to Watch is a program that has recognized excellence in doing what is best for middle-level students across the country and is affiliated with the National Forum to Accelerate Middle Grades Reform. We all intuitively know that middle school students are not like high school students, and they're not like elementary school students either. They have their own unique characteristics. Middle grade students are experiencing more growth in their physical natures than at any time in their life except from ages 0 to 2. And you know what happens from 0 to 2. So those middle grades years are so critical to students, and they need so much support. They need so much love, when some might say they are most unlovable. I love them, just so that you know, middle level kids. The National Forum to Accelerate Middle Grades Reform has developed a Schools to Watch program which recognizes excellence in middle grade schools across the nation. A school to be recognized must meet 32 rigorous criteria in 4 main categories: academic excellence, developmental responsiveness, social equity, and those are all supported by appropriate organizational structures and practices. We have schools here today that will be redesignated. They must once they are selected, they must redesignate every 3 years. So in the audience, we have representatives from, and if they will just stand, please, West Jordan Middle School, Bear River Charter, who are redesignating for the first time, Ecker Hill Middle School, redesignating for the second time, and third designations, Cedar Middle, Fort Harriman, and South Hills Middle School. And then our fourth designation, which goes back to the roots of Schools to Watch in the state of Utah, Mount Logan Middle School has made their fourth redesignation. But today, and thank you for being here. It takes strong leadership in a school to accomplish this, but it really is the effort of every adult in the school to develop these and implement these best practices. We would like to give special recognition to 2 schools who are receiving their first designation, and they will be designated later on in Washington, D.C. at the end of the month at the National Forum meetings and convention. And if their representatives are here, and if they would come up, and Lori, would you please come up too? Lori is the co-director of Utah Schools to Watch. Lori is the boots on the ground. She too was a principal of a designated school, and she has been the one who has conducted the academies, the leadership academies that have nurtured these schools and brought them to the 32 difficult criteria. We have Kaylin Gubler. Kaylin Gubler is the principal of Lava Ridge Middle School. Lava Ridge Intermediate is located in Santa Clara, Utah. It is one of the most beautiful settings in Utah with views of Snow Canyon, Red Mountain, and the majestic Pine Valley Mountain. Lava Ridge is in its 18th year, has 76 faculty and staff members that have the privilege of working with approximately 900 amazing 6th and 7th graders. It has always been a great place for students to learn. However, the tragic loss of 2 students during the 2012 to 13 school year to suicide within months of each other is what started them on the path they currently travel. Their focus has shifted to better support the whole student through finding ways to understand and meet their needs, not only in academic areas, but also social and emotional. Congratulations to Lava Ridge Middle School and Kaylin Gubler, the principal. Our second newly designated school to watch is Albert R. Lyman Middle School, located in southeastern Utah city of Blanding. The current student body is about 50% Caucasian, 50% Native American, with 338 students grades 6 to 8. They celebrate all students through drama, band, athletic talent shows, and heritage language performances. Their daily work not only consists of providing outstanding education, but also putting an end to the cycles of generational poverty and trauma which affect many of the youth in the region. The staff and students of Albert R. Lyman Middle School are proud of the middle school's To Watch designation and will always strive to do what is right for students. Principal Paul Murdoch. Not here. So, could we have the principal just say a few words?
It is an honor to be a principal in the world today and to work with the typical 6th and 7th graders. As indicated in 2012-13, we did have 2 teen suicides that changed our whole world, that changed our focus on what students were all about. And it just led us to be where we're at today. And as we implemented Schools to Watch, the greatest part of the whole thing was to network with many, many wonderful expert educators that we have here in the state of Utah. And I just cannot tell you that we invented new things, we stole things, we borrowed things, we shared things that made us the school that we are today. We have not arrived yet. I'm sure as I leave my years behind, they will remember Kaylin Gubler as, we haven't arrived yet. What's our next step going to be? That's what education is all about. So it is a privilege for our school to be a designated Schools to Watch. Thank you.